All right, what's going on, everybody? How you guys out there on the YouTube network? Just didn't even know I set the schedule for 11, and some days it doesn't, but today I find that it goes on immediately. So this is good. We have good audio. And welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to get into it really quick. I don't have a lot of time today. I have some meetings. I can't go in for 2 hours. This is really a quicker stream for me, but there's a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. And I want to stay on the Fed repo market. I don't want to stop on that. And I also just want to talk. So like we do, we get into the coins of the day that I am in and why I'm in them. So far, I am sitting here in XTZ. And why I'm in XTZ? Well, earlier I saw it go up here. And then I saw it hit 170, and see this line of support here at 169, 170. I'm gonna accentuate that. Please don't mind the planes. They changed the plane pattern in my area, and I feel like they're gonna like come down on me. But so I saw this level of support here. It's basically making new code here. And when I found there was no level to the left to look for, I said, well, it's going to have to make its own, right? Like if it doesn't have another level to find, then it's going to make its own level. And when you look at that and you see that it did find this level here, that made me comfortable. That made me feel like, you know what? It likes to be there. Like this is its happy place, okay? Let's get the VPVR up on there because I would like to see a long VPVR line there. And if we do, that's just indication of my assumption here. The VPVR shows you places where there's a lot of buying pressure or selling pressure, where people like to buy actually, the visible range. Okay. We click on that. And lo and behold, so we don't see it here. We see it here and here. Interesting. There's that range here. So we haven't made a new range yet that I'd like to see. Would like to see up there. Will it shift if we move this around? Oop. Don't want to move that line. No, so it wasn't what I thought. Maybe it needs more time. I think this indicator needs more time. See how long this was here? We do see heavy support here at 118. If we ever have to retrace, we know where to buy in again. I mean, look how strong that is. Really like that area. That's a heavy level of support. So yeah, in at 170, I'm still playing it, seeing how we go, seeing how we do. I could see it trading in and out of this range to create either like a flag of some type. It may even follow this trend, kind of make something like this, see? And then break out again. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. But yeah, so I went into XTZ. I don't know if you want to get into XTZ now. I would buy here if we ever get back to 169 on this white line or down here to 160. Those are the areas I would consider for now. And then anything could change at any moment. We have a lot of bullish momentum here on the MACD, but it shows that it's on its way. If we check the daily, we're very high on the RSI too. So it's only a matter of time, right? So we get a reset. We can get a lot more jump up. And yeah, so just that's a warning there that maybe it's time to take some profits off the table. We're getting pretty high in the RSI, I'm in Atom as well. I thought Atom was a good buy here at the bottom of this trend line. I talked about it, I think, on every stream. I said the aggressive buy was in here at 360, between 362 and 375 in this area here. We did have our pull up. It looks a lot prettier on the 30-minute chart, if we can see, because you can see it like really did break out nicely of this triangle. Coming down to retest this area here at 396. Looks like we had a really nice bounce. Also, all the moving averages are nice and clean. Looking like they'll stay above. We don't want this 21 to cross the 10 here. So the 50, we want to make sure that stays intact. But we had, look at that. That's a bullish cross here, a bullish cross here. So these are really nice to see. That's a golden cross, right? Or the golden cross rate, the 50 crossing over the 20. So that was a big move right there that really gave us some confirmation. It is on the daily chart. Let's take a look. We have way more room on the RSI. We just crossed. So this is looking very bullish, guys. More bullish than XTZ. Looks like it has more room to move. But look at XTZ making a move right now. Just bumped up another $1.50 about as we were talking. Bitcoin making moves. Now, if Bitcoin makes moves, you're going to see XTZ and Atom both go up. They tend to go up with Bitcoin. This is a bearish pattern here that could break to the downside. But honestly, I've seen this pattern break up to the upside a good amount of times. I'd be willing to see. We're getting really tight here in Bitcoin and close to this trend line on the daily. We need to push up. We're holding this level of support. 7,200 really held us for almost 2 days now straight. I mean, we had a little bit of a dips, but we always came back up. Very important to see, very important to notice. Excuse me there. Sorry about bumping the mic. And yeah, I was looking at Fun. Fun is breaking out, kind of retesting on this line. This kind of would have been the time to buy here at 3.8, 3.7. Looking interesting in a falling wedge, so it should break out. 68% chance of a break to the upside. What is our target for this? Again, I always try to only get maybe half of these targets. 70%. I never. It's very rare that you go for the whole target. Sometimes you do and you get lucky, but it doesn't happen that often. Sometimes you end up getting back to where you started if you don't take profits. So if you were to buy right now, how much are we looking? Still in a 12% gain if we can get to the top. We'll see what happens. Usually we get up here and we'll have some resistance, break. Be other times to buy right now. I'd be looking for Funfair to come back down to this. I don't think it will come back to the trend line, but maybe down to this area, somewhere in this range. If this candle can break another candle, this could actually be flagging as well. Let's look at it on the 4 hour, get a better view. So on the 4 hour, we have something going on. It's that broadening wedge, which can be bullish, even though I've heard people say different. But look for this to come back down to this area here. So this is how you would trade this. This is how I would trade this. If you're going to get in here, you're going to look for a bounce on the 21-day moving average as it comes up. You're going to want to see these cross. So these lower moving averages cross the 200. You want to see the yellow eventually lay at the bottom. It's actually setting up nicely for this to happen. You can see here we're too high. This is going to roll over. I mean, no matter, even if we pump up a little bit, we'll roll over. And when we roll over, this is going to come back down to this trend line. Maybe even a wick to the support. Maybe even put a buy in here. 2 buys possibly. A buy in here at 374 and a buy in at 380, 820. So what I see is, and this isn't guaranteed, but I see the price action. This is what I've seen happen many times when I study this pattern, that it will. Why won't it give me my brush? I don't know. Won't let me draw my brush. But yeah, and then come back up here. So and if it breaks out, we don't know, and usually it does come back down. Sometimes it falls through and then goes like this. So, and I'm not worried about that movement. I'm not in that. I'm worried about this. What I'm looking at is this here. Can I get 8% really up to this line of support? Can I get that? That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. So we're going to look for an entry at 3.8 and an exit at about 4.1. And that's my idea if you'd like to play fun. Okay? That's just what I think could happen. Yeah. I would like to see Adam kind of stop playing games here and really kind of break out. But we'll see. We are holding support. We did bounce off that, which was a good idea. 180, very high. I may close this trade in at 170, out at 180. I just feel like it's going to come back down to this trend line, which is my buy area. So it's going to do something like this. If I want to hold back down, I'm not sure, for it to just bounce out of here is unlikely. I haven't seen that a lot, see like this, yeah, up and down. Then it came right out. Could we go up? But I feel like we do have to come back down to this area, 169, before we can go back up again. We're getting high on the RSI, and that MACD can only go up till it rolls over and begins to change like this, right? Look, a lot of the downside comes in the green part of the MACD and then the red part. Now the white part is where you really of the bearish MACD is where you see things starting to change. So we would go down, go up, and that's where you would buy back in. I'm actually going to close this position right now, just based on the chart. It was a risky move. I got in yesterday. I'm up 5% even, and I believe that it's just a good place to close the position at 180. So I'm going to go in right now on live with you guys, change a limit order to take profit at $1.80. And I'm not giving up on this trade. I think it could come back down, go back up again, and really hit its targets here. But I don't know. Even if Bitcoin could go on a major run and pull this right up with it, I just feel like it has to reset on this line. And it's very high on the RSI. Even on the daily only has a little more room to move. I mean, we could push up. And we did hit 184, and we had a lot of sell pressure back down. So I'm going to be happy with my 180 trade. And yeah, I'm gonna make that change for a limit order at 180, and yeah, and there you go. That's a profitable trade that I made last night, and if it doesn't hit 180, we'll see. But right now it's at 180.3. I mean, there's a chance. There's definitely a chance I'm gonna get stopped out of here, and or take profit. And there we go. My profit was just taken with a limit order, and we made 5%. I got into the trade last night at like 12:30 at night, and I woke up this morning and I got out of the trade. That's a nice 5%. Okay, guys. Let me see. I want to be transparent here, and let me see if I can show the trade. I'm going to show the trade. Okay. Yeah. Want to see. I'll go to the trader diary, right, and just take the bottom line. I'm not trying to show people what I trade. I think that's rude. Okay, so that's not like, I don't want to be doing that. You know, look what I made in your face. But I do want to show the percentages, and I do want to show the position size. So I'll show what I'm in and when I'm out, and then you could do the math. Like I was in at 170, out at 180. I mean, you can do the math, right? And it shows you the timestamps. Trying to think how I did this before in a cleaner way, but did this yesterday. BNB BRD is a strong buy, and Beam is a possible buy. And again, this could keep going, and that could have been the worst trade I ever made. Like, watch this keep ripping up, and I'll say, why did I sell? But I mean, I just, on that 30-minute, you know, see the 30-minute, we're basically in that like rising wedge kind of thing, right? I just think we're gonna have to come back up and down, you know. 30 minutes says we have more room to grow though on that MACD, right? So it says we're gonna go up even more. Interesting. So the 30-minute, I didn't take a look at that. This was a head and shoulders that did not play out, so that was good on my end. But I saw a hidden bearish divergence, which I see here now too, and it played out. Like, and some people say don't skip divergences, but look, here's a low, here's a lower low. Even if it's slight, it's still a lower low. That's a slight. And if you don't believe me, you can boom this up and really look at it, and you can see that's clearly a lower line. Like I put this line here, and it's lower than that line. I do that a lot sometimes. If I'm just doubling up and trying to check out my divergences, I make sure it's real. And then if I go and find these lines here, I mean, I'll take this line. I don't need to go out that far, right? Pick this line here. This is being annoying lately. It's this line. I want to go from line to line. And then we find that pivot point, which is right there. Okay. And we draw our line, which is right there. And that's clearly hidden bullish divergence, you know? So, yeah. All right. Okay, guys, so I just wanted to post that. So look at 180.55. We could be going up even more. You never know. But yeah. Oh, so Link at 2097. I keep loading up on Link, man. I'll show you why. I see a double bottom forming here, big one too, right? Like boom, boom. I saw this on a lot of other coins and they erupted, so it's kind of like the pattern I've been seeing. Also, we've retraced greatly from that high. I can show you that if you'd like. Let me see my 4-hour chart, because this is getting a little messy, right? But you can clearly see here the double bottom, boom, boom. It's a little more exaggerated, but it's there. And we should be working our way through the bottom here and then popping out. I keep thinking this is the aggressive buy in this zone. I bought a little bit yesterday. I bought a little more the day before. I just keep adding to the position in this area because I can put my stop loss pretty close and I don't have to risk a lot. And that's why I like buying on the bottom of these trend lines. Look, if we even make it just back up and we don't break out, we're going to get 26%. So, you know. Sorry, guys. Something has me sneezing. I still think my even if I got a little more here, I just think with the RSI and the way it's looking, it's not the healthiest chart, you know. XTZ, I think, is on its way to $2, but I think it has to come back down a little bit. I really like Bitcoin. Something came in the window, damn. All right, but those are the coins I'm in. I gave you an idea for fun. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Please find yourself a financial advisor. Don't sue me. If you take one of my calls and you lose tons of money, it's really not my fault. These are my ideas. This is for entertainment purposes only. If you want to entertain yourself by asking yourself what I'm doing, then let me know. See, this is already happening here. You see the breakdown? In Funfair, we should be getting back down. And I'll update you guys. We'll go over this tomorrow morning. Maybe even tonight I can jump on. Maybe I'll do a half today and a half later, and we'll update it. But if you keep going to my live streams and you come to them in the morning, then you come to them in the day, and you will see the like I do post profitable trades. What up, Crypto Don Juan? Thank you so much for subscribing and being a huge supporter. I really appreciate it. I always see you on Twitter showing me love as well. It means the world to me, and thank you very, very much. There's even like a cup and handle here, kind of, look. All right. What's gold? I checked the price of gold. I'm looking at these 30-gram Chinese gold panda coins. They're 1,500. They look really nice. Yeah, sell back for 13.74. So you can sell them back immediately for 120, but you'll make that money back in a year anyway, so or less. Looking at the price of gold, we're at 14.72. That's pretty strong for me. They try to bang it back down. If we look at it in the last 60 days, you know, we had our high of 15.10. Which I think we will see in the next month. I think we will be back. Big news, though. We really got to talk about the Fed. They're getting out of control again, guys. Massive, huge, largest ever. Fed will flood the market with gargantuan $500 billion in liquidity to avoid a year-end repo crisis. In previewing today's Fed statement regarding purchase operations on Tuesday, Curvature Securities repo expert Scott Skyrim said that he expects the Fed to announce a $50 billion at least term operation for Monday, December 23rd, double the current term ops, and a $50 billion at least term operation for Monday, December 30th. This prediction was in response to Zoltan Pozar's warning that the reserve levels are too low and that the result will be a market crash that could spark QE4. Well, moments ago, the New York Fed did publish its latest weekly statements regarding repurchase operations, as expected, laying out the Fed's expected repo operations for the period of December 3rd to January 14th, and it blew Scaram's expectations out the water. According to the statement, the New York Fed will continue to offer 2-week term repo operations twice per week, 4 of which span year-end. In addition, the desk will offer another longer maturity term repo operation that spans year-end. The amount offered in this operation will be at least $50 billion. In addition, to prevent cascading year-end liquidity squeeze, Fed overnight repo operations will continue to be held each day, and just to be safe, the Fed will go to town by substantially expanding their size. On December 31st, 2019 and January 20th, the overnight repo offering will increase at least $150 billion to cover the turn in a flood of overnight liquidity. In addition, on December 30th, 2019, the desk will offer a $75 billion repo that settles on December 13th and matures on January 2nd. Dude, and just in case that's not enough, the Fed Markets Desk has also added that it intends to adjust the timing and amounts of repo operations as needed to mitigate the risk of money market pressures that could adversely affect policy implementation, consistent with the directive from the FOMC. What the Fed means is that in addition to expanding the size of its turnover night repos to $150 billion, the Fed will conduct a total of 9 term repos covering the year-end term from December 16th to January 14th, 8 of which will amount to $35 billion, and the first will be $50 billion, for a total injection of a whopping $365 billion in the coming month. In other words, instead of QE4, the Fed will flood the repo market with a firehouse of liquidity. Here's how a curvature scam summarizes. One word, massive. A few more words. The largest series of repo operations ever. The Fed announced its repo operation schedule for the next few weeks, and it's huge. Here's my calculations. There are 2 existing $25 billion term operations over the turn already in the market, totaling $50 billion. The Fed had committed to at least $150 billion overnight operation on year end. Between now and year end, a total of 6 term repo operations totaling $225 billion. All total, I count the Fed committed to pump $500 billion into the repo market over the year end. Naturally, the turn 12/31 to 1-2 rallied a bit today, trading 4.2%. Yesterday, 3.8%. The Fed balance sheet is higher than it's ever been, man. This also means that by January 14th, the Fed's balance sheet would have grown by a cumulative $350 billion. Wow. In temporary repos, and together with the expanded overnight repos and $600 billion in monthly T-bills passed. And by mid-January, the Fed's balance sheet, currently at $4 trillion, will surpass its all-time high of $4.5 trillion. The question then is whether this will be sufficient to refute the repo doomsday predicted by Pozar, one which was supposed to launch QE4, or will the Fed's gargantuan liquidity injection still not be enough and lead to a collapse in the repo market? Now, they also say it's like QE4, and they act like it's okay, but QE4 is like putting a Band-Aid on a gushing cut, guys. You know, and just QE4 is like a doctor talking about trying to stop the bleeding. This is bad. We're close to a huge financial collapse. You know, have your Bitcoin, buy your gold, watch your dollar worth. But this is happening, and it's happening faster than you realize. And one night you wake up just like in the 08. Remember, it was coming, and then boom, we had a big day that was not good. Buying Bitcoin pays when Tether prints. You know what I'm saying? Another chart of Bitcoin price movement shows that in hindsight, periods of appreciation coincide with active, concerted minting of Tether. Bitcoin cycles coincided with USD printer. In hindsight, Bitcoin price moves upward coincide with the printing of USD. The correlation was especially flagrant in 2007 when the supply of USD expanded in the millions for the first time. But in 2008, there were also distinct periods that matched the effect of USD action. As the year comes to a close, it's always useful to remember the impact of stable value in the crypto asset market. The chart below overlays Tether supply on Bitcoin returns. Buying Bitcoin when Tether expands and selling it when it contracts yielded a 2-time return, holding yielding per. Tether criticized for faking Bitcoin demand. You know, whatever, man. I just think there's a lot of fault on that. People need the liquidity to buy the Bitcoin, and Tether provides the liquidity. And I'm not saying they don't have some insider moves and the way they do it isn't the best, but I don't know. I'm not like hugely adverse to them adding liquidity and using them as a tool for liquidity. Now I'm seeing my VPRC here at 382, holding that level strong. So I think this could move up too. I'm just going back to Adam, thinking about Adam here. Yeah, this is huge too. Ripple Send Friend CEO claims on-demand liquidity saves 80% in remittance fees. San Francisco-based blockchain firm Ripple expanded its services to the Philippines with a strategic partnership with SendFriend at the beginning of this year. The money transfer company leverages the digital asset XRP and builds on the top of the Interledger protocol to move funds internationally on demand. Now it will seem that SendFriend is claiming to help its customers save up to 80% in remittance fees using Ripple's on-demand liquidity. What's fabulous about blockchain and what Ripple's product brings to the table is that you remove the need for the working capital. You can now source liquidity on demand and depress those transaction costs by up to 75%. And you guys understand what that means? Like, you know, when you send like money somewhere, all the time there has to be money back in that money, right? People have to say, well, what if it doesn't get there? Like, so basically, there's all these fees on basically the banks because they have to hold more liquidity than they're sending, right? They might have to take a loan out to hold that liquidity. Then they have to pay a small interest on that loan, and then so on and so forth. And that's happening basically like revolving chairs all around the world, and everyone is buying and holding and buying and holding, and fees, and they just rack up. Now, if we eliminate that, we eliminate trillions of dollars in fees. We expand the market and liquidity into the market, and we also save people money. So I think it's an amazing idea. I think Ripple is awesome. One thing I need people to say is I do have a Ripple like bag, but like, how is Ripple going to go up, and why would it be good for them for the price of Ripple to go up? Only if they hold so much liquidity in the world markets and they're unable to handle that, so they need the price of Ripple to go up in order to handle the liquidity. That's my only thought, you know. Interesting here. U.S. court dismisses the 150 lawsuit against cryptocurrency derivatives exchange. Threw that out the window. Extreme fear engulfs the Bitcoin market, but is Bitcoin revival on the cards? There's one guy I really don't like. I'm gonna point it out, like, because one day he made a FUD article, next day he wrote a pro article, and I'm like, how could you be different in 24 hours? And the way he wrote them was like very like pushing the market one way or the other. I felt that was kind of dishonest. You know, he would do anything for a view. I'm gonna point him out. He's got glasses. He's the worst, man. The fear and greed index for Bitcoin shows that the traders are keeping their cards closest to the chest. Worried that the price may sink at the tail end of 2019, the market is dull and inactive, and traders are apprehensive, not willing to commit. With this level of fragility, a crypto personality influence to a trader opinions that the Bitcoin market is ripe for a short-term price reversal that may lift Bitcoin to 9,000. If we see a rally, understand that Bitcoin remains in a bear market downtrend. Bear markets have rallies too, and Bitcoin is in a technical bear market right now. Until we see some higher highs and higher lows, the trend is bearish and down, even if we see a rally to 9,000. Despite the flood of optimism that may accompany the springback, here's a sound warning that it would need a lot of effort for Bitcoin bulls to reverse from spot rate and snap back to just 5 months before a market-defining trend. But you know what? It's always good when the fear and greed index is this high, this low, which I mean high. Whenever you're below this line here, like 30, or should be buying Bitcoin, honestly, because that means you're getting Bitcoin at the best price. This area is where Bitcoin is the cheapest. Even if we go to 3,000, think about it. It's like buying Bitcoin at 3,000 and then buying some at 1,500. So even if we went to 5,000, buying Bitcoin today at 7,200 wouldn't be that big of a deal. For me, at least. I don't know about you guys. I think it would be a steal. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to buy some Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin every month. I have an automatic buy. But depending on the price, I change it up, you know. Yeah, but today has to be quick, guys. I have some meetings in the city that I got to attend to, things I got to do. I just wanted to go over some of the coins I'm in. So this trader's saying it's highly unlikely we'll even go there. I'll tell you, I'm in Atom. Cosmos price soars 12% in a week. Second best performer in the top 20 today. In the past week, Cosmos is one of the best performing digital assets in the top 20 and is registering gains against Bitcoin, Ether, and USD. At Pixel Time, Atom ranked 16th by market capitalization and trades at USD 405, up by 2%. It's just crazy because I was so into this market, and to see these coins that came out of nowhere that are now in the top 10, it's kind of sad for me. I don't know why, because it's like, I guess I was so stuck to the old top 10. And now to see like new coins in the top 10, they're like, I'm just not as familiar with. I've been trading them, but I don't know what they do. You know, before I wouldn't touch a coin unless I knew what it did. Now I'm literally just trading the liquidity. You know, I'm just going with what people know and what I can trade, right? Atom, the 16th biggest. So let's look at the top 20. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Tether up there. Like that wasn't there that high back in the day. Bitcoin Cash was always up in there. Litecoin though used to be up in the top 3. Sad that it got bumped down here. You know, it was a major player for a long time. Now EOS, people don't talk about it a lot. You haven't seen a lot of movement with it. It is kind of a rounded bottom here if you look at it on the low. You know, Binance Coin looks like it's on the way up. Look like it bottomed here too. Sometimes just looking at a chart like this, like really wide and open and very basic, kind of like helps you see the simplicity of the chart, right? Like look, bottom, lower high, higher high. I think Binance Coin's on the way up. I think $14.96 for Binance Coin is a great price. I actually want to chart Binance Coin for you guys real quick. I just think it's that important. I like holding BNB. I like to hold it on bull runs. There's times where it's good to have, times when it's good to sell. Recently, we did run up 25. You know, we've been at 40 this year. So 15 just has me curious. Let me see BNB USD. I'm not trading as many BTC pairs lately. I'm trying to pay the rent. That's what I'm doing. What I see now is, this is important here. I kicked myself the other day because I saw this pattern. Let me show you something, guys. I saw this pattern in JNUG. I like to play JNUG. Look, bounce, 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 bounce. And then we had a 14% gainer off of this 54. Actually, even more. If we look at the... No, but it's 14%, right? The price is right here now. 25%. 25%. And look, boom, 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 boom. I see a correlation there, and I know that it's not always like great to do this. I'm not saying, oh, always look at a chart, but it's, you know, price action moves. You know, we're all human beings. We make the system, so how we play an asset kind of eventually will correlate to another asset, right? Because we all have, it's the same people trading, it's just a different asset. So I go back to 1210 and I look at the Bitcoin. I see this similar pattern that I just saw in gold. Boom, 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 boom. I think it's time to buy some BNB. We have a lot of buy action here. We will have to break through support, you know. It is somewhat of a bearish pattern that we're in, but let's look at it on a bigger scale. We have a giant triangle here, right? Giant, like this thing is pretty big. We'll zoom in and fine tune it, you know, but you got to start somewhere. I'll probably go up here like this, something like this. Take those touches. Kind of actually more in a, we're in a falling wedge. Let me make this clear with some wicking, right? So actually maybe I spoke a little too soon, because we could keep going down here. $6 though. I mean, and let's pull a fib on that and see where we're at. Ooh. It looks like the fib tool. I'm getting rusty with it, right? Boom. Okay. Let me pull it over to my price so I can see. I mean, you see this line here where we have heavy support. See the VPVR sticking out a lot? That means a lot of people are willing to buy it here. We went past the 618 and we're at this secret fib here that was taught to me by one of the best traders in the world, in my opinion, Jacob Canfield. And here we have the 706, which is also, look, if I move this, it's also directly on a trend line. We hit it here before too. You know what? We're entering in above 50 on the RSI. We have a MACD cross. This is interesting, guys. This is something worth checking out. We're on the 4 hour. Look at that. Look at that. The VPVR sticking out like that. Let's see if we have any divergence. Boom. Not much. They're about the same, but the price is going down. Exaggerated bearish divergence, really, right? I mean, price staying still. Sorry about that. Getting texts through the day. Feeling a little loose today. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so I'm definitely I'm thinking of getting into BNB. Crypto Don Juan, are you on here? What do you think of that? BNB is kind of calling my name here, guys. We have a nice retrace. We're kind of in the gold. We went through the golden pocket. Now we hit. Also a double bottom. Look at this, boom, boom. Now go back to the I don't know if you guys know anything about Market Cipher, but it will show you a bottom. So let's see if we see a bottom here. It's really strong on the daily, but it works. I mean, we do right here. Look, boom. Telling you to buy right now. Look at the buy signal that I have too. This is a Friedrich buy signal that you can add if you want. Telling us to buy right there. 1440. That signifies a bottom. The last time we bought here, you would have had a similar bottom. This represents some type of bullish divergence. We do have a movement here on the squeeze. We're coming up. I think we've kind of bottomed here. I think that's long enough. I think this is going to break out. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling a breakout on BNB. I'm going to go buy $500. Long-term time to scale in. Okay. Yeah. I think a $500 scale in right now would be a good idea for BNB. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we found that on the trade. That's why I want more people on the chats like Crypto Don Juan, because I'm willing to keep it going. Like, I got that energy. I got that move. Like, my mind is racing, man. And I just have that determination, the drive, and I got the knowledge. So I just need more people on this channel discussing things, bringing me ideas. Like, I want to make this a community. I want to find like-minded people like me who have that extra drive, that extra oomph. And together, the planes won't come and kill me, I know you guys hear those planes, bro. Yeah, but not a lot of huge news today. Really want to talk about the repo market, man. I mean, that's going to affect things. Like, if you're into Bitcoin, you should be watching the price of gold and the repo market like a hawk, because the second we have a huge issue in the repo market, we could see a huge run into Bitcoin and other digital assets and gold. So this guy says, I predict the market will rally for the next 2 weeks and then realize the $500 billion in repo will not be enough. They will be off by 4 times. Then look out below. Hedge funds will freeze up. Massive, hugest, largest ever. Fed will flood market with gargantuan 500 band liquidity. Wow. There's a lot of FUD out there. Here's the issue in a nutshell. From mid-2018, owing to the largest issuance of treasuries, a remarkable shift took place. The U.S. banking system as a whole, hitherto a net provider of collateral, became a net provider of funds to the repo markets. Liquidity preferences and collateral. I don't know what this means yet. I need to know more. But I'm on it, man. I'm getting close. So, yeah. And this is a chart telling you what they're going to be doing here. Like, look. 12/16 at least 50 billion. 12/17 35. Thursday 35. Jesus. And the term on these, like, the desk plans to conduct the same-day settlement and overnight repo operations on each business day and 1 day forwards. Plus, these guys are working over the clock to save the economy right now. It's similar to like a human body that's in the operating room and it's sitting there, and you have like doctors working on it. And if that body isn't attached to life support, it's gonna die. This is serious, guys. Stack your gold, man. Wow, like we're in for some serious downturns here. I don't want to be a fudder here, but I am a realist. And I've been watching these markets for a long time. Adam back to 410. Let's see it make a move, man. Let's see it make a move. That's what I like to see. And look, I ate my words here at 883. I would have made more, and it was 173. So those three would have bumped us up a lot more. So I ate my words there. I shouldn't have closed my trade. I thought we were going to hit the top of that trend line. But the 30-minute did tell me different. It said, you know what? On this template here, it said, hey, we have the MACD But it's going to roll over. It's going to roll over. Like 185 tops, dude. Like we'll hit the same mark here. Mark my words, guys. You can tell. Like, and we're going to have a little bit of a double top, you know. But we'll see. And that hidden bullish divergence played out. This is going to roll. Like, maybe it could go to 2. I mean, if it does, I'll eat my words. I made a 5% trade. It is what it is. I think we're going to stay in this range, though, and then pop. I want to come back down to this range and buy in again at 170. That's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. All right, guys. Let's check on Bitcoin. Wow. Bitcoin breaking out. Look, it just went over the 200-day moving average here. 30-minute. Not huge in the 30-minute, but it's looking good. Look, it rounded off this bottom, coming back to the top of the trend line. This could break bullish. This could break bullish. It's a good sign for Bitcoin, guys. Yeah. All right, guys. Bitcoin at 277. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on today, and I gotta take that. So 8,600. I'm looking at is the top of this triangle. If it breaks out, you know, on that mood, we do see. I got like my laptop open or something. Oh, come on. Okay. We do see this. Look at that double top play it out. Boom. That's another good thing is, look, I like to see that. See, this is the double top. Look. This is a double top here, okay? You would take this neckline right here like this. Boom. Then you come down to the top bottom of the M. Boom. So we kind of made that. Then we had a little dip, but it's like, you know, that bearish move played out. We hit the top of the trend line. We hit the bottom of the trend line. We're doing well. Like, we're doing what this thing is supposed to be doing. Healthy. So, what I see now is, let's go to the 4-hour, give us a little more of an idea of what's really happening. But we're bouncing. We bounced off 7110. We held, look how strong support here is at 7200. I mean, boom, still holding. Now we're up 285. I could see us going up more. And see, look, there's XTZ. I really think it's too high, but Adam has that move, man. Adam can get to 450, 460 today. Wow, I think we're going to pop 7,300 right now. The shorts are going to get ready. They're going to all open up shorts right here on this trend line at 388, and they're going to try to crush us down. That's what the bears are going to do. Look, we have a rounded bottom, strong on the RSI, strong on the MACD. Dude, Bitcoin's going up, guys. Bitcoin is on the way up. Yeah. So where do we have to break out? Is this level here? What do we have to watch? Yeah, a little bit of a top there. And after that, right here. Okay, so these are our levels that Bitcoin will have a little trouble at until it gets to the, and then we could throw one right here too. Okay, so we're looking at first place 7562, 7800, 8120, 8400, and 8668. After that, I don't like to project too much further than that. Could we get up to 9,000? No. Is that next level. And then again here, this is a big level of resistance here. Look, really 9,400 is like, wow. Look at that psychological idea. I mean, that was a triangle we were supposed to break out to the upside. You can see the triangle. I don't know if you guys build it in your head. I can see it pretty easily though. And you know, we coiled up and boom, we fell down. Ever since then, it's really been, and this could be the same, but look, this was an up pattern that's supposed to continue and it broke down. This is the down pattern that's supposed to continue and it's going to break up. Bitcoin's going to always do kind of the opposite of what people think it's going to do. Here again, I'm seeing a correlation here. Look, so we had this triangle here, okay, which came from the downside, right? And it broke up ridiculously, right? Look at it. I mean, it broke down through the triangle and then boomed up. Then we had an up triangle that's supposed to break up and it broke down. Now we have another down triangle, right? I mean, it's just an idea, guys. Just kind of, will this break up again? And then we'll have another one. You know, maybe we get up here and then we have one of these. It's just an idea I'm building in my head so I can be ready for the future. And then do we get a dump back down, right? So look, a dump back down and up, a dump down lower and up, and then another dump down lower. But for the short term, we could be seeing 8,000, guys, 8,400. We'll see what happens. But yeah. And Link, man, little Link just, it's really holding this line. I believe this is going to create a double bottom, and then we're going to shoot up. You can already get an idea of the double bottom. You don't even need the other side. So you bring up here, and it's going to wick up here, and you know that should get us to my next buy zone at 260. That's a nice 50% move. That would give you a nice gain right now from just where we're at. We can just bring this down. Bring this down. 17%, 15% gains. Actually, even more if we went back down. Yeah, 25% gain. So that actually was wrong too. We're looking at a 38% gain if we buy now and we sell at the top of the trend line. I'm sticking to this chart, and I'm just gonna keep kind of explaining it. But yeah, if you took my aggressive buy, you've had 56% gain, 75%, and possible 100% gains on Chainlink. You know, get back to 42, and this is saying, we'll see. We went up to $4.50. How long did it take? How many days? That was July 1st, and then we came back to 158 in September. So July, August, September, about 3 months. Okay, then we were at 156 and we got all the way to 3, so we 100%ed there, and that was from September 26th to November 14th, a little under 2 months. So this could 100%, by January, mid-January, end of January. Definitely worth looking at. Stay in that USDT pair. That's my advice. Stay away from Bitcoin. XTZ breaking down. It's not that RSI is too high. We're gonna see a rollover on that MACD. And then and when it comes back down into my nice little buy zone, I'll be taking it. I'll be taking it back at 170 and loving it. There it is. Look, my sell at 180. Now I feel good, right? Now I feel good. Now I'm like, yes, you will go down. I don't know if you guys ever sold something and you want to see it go down. It's kind of sad, but it happens. Adam, man, struggling. We do see some little sell action there. People getting a little, So I will think about Adam and what it's going to do. Do I take profits now and wait? I feel like it's got so much potential, man. But on the 4 hour, the MACD's rolling over. So that means we have some downturn. We have a little downtime coming our way. The 30-minute, we're coming out, though, and we should be going up. So interesting. And then on the daily, we just, we're ready to rock. So if you can hold on for 2 more days and just not worry about the small fries, we should be good. We should be good. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, crypto is life.